Hi, I'm Haley Barker, and I'm currently taking a class at Western Wyoming Community College called Natural Resources. In my Natural Resources class, it is finals week, and we are supposed to do a documentary of ourselves talking, and the last half will be an interview that we had about the natural resource we chose. For my natural resource, I chose gas, because I feel like gas is very important in our economy and our society, because it's something we use every single day. So the direction says it must include a general overview of capturing process for the natural resource chosen. So gas. This should include things like machines used. So when I did my interview and all of my research, I actually found a really cool process that they do. And it talked about how you take the gas and you dig a hole into the ground, into the rock formations, and then that's what pulls out that natural gas. And the natural gas is then exported to a plant, and the plant has to manage that. And when they manage it, they have to control and look at the temperatures and maintain pressure for it. So I thought that was really cool. Then once they get the right gas and they manage it and everything, then they send it to a person who has to watch it specifically. They have to make sure that they're watching it all the time. And then it'll come out a distillation tower, and the natural gas will come out the top and oil will come out the bottom. So I was really interested in well, okay, that's weird how that works, but it was really cool because I didn't know that just like that it can separate itself. So I thought that was really cool. And the equipment they use is like a 3-phase separator. So then you have your water, your oil, and your gas, and they all separate at once. And they all just keep going and separating. So I thought that was cool because I never knew what a 3-phase separator was. They also use the distillation towers and trucks. I mean, they use a lot of equipment to get that natural gas. So the type of resources utilized, we use this natural resource, this gas, for many, many things. To our stovetop, to cook dinner. We use it to heat our house. I have a furnace in my house that's gas. And it's great because it warms up so fast. We also use it in our cars. We need gas to fuel our cars. It's not like you can get enough efficiency with electric than you get with gas. Gas is so much more efficient because it gets you farther. Electric, you always have to charge it, and I just think that's a waste of time. Gas is very, very clean, and it's safe. It's something we're so used to in our society, in our economy, that it would be so bad if it just went away. And I learned through my research that we have an abundant of supply of natural gas. I didn't know that. I thought you'd run out and then you'd have to get more. I didn't know that we had so much natural gas. So that was really interesting to me through my research. The area occupied, there are so many plants out there that utilize this natural gas and provide us with natural gas. They go through all of that process, the 3-phase separators, distillation towers, the managing it, separating it, everything. That they have so much area that they need in order to succeed in this natural gas. I think natural gas is awesome, and I learned so much just by this project. I've never been interested in natural resources. Sorry. I mean, I'm an elementary ed major. I mean, I don't really teach natural resources, but my brother-in-law is going into natural resources, and he has taught me a lot through this course, and so have you as my teacher. And I think it's really important that I keep learning about this natural resources because it's our world, it's what we have, it's our everyday life, and I think natural gas is very, very important to our world. Thank you. Alright, this is my grandpa. I was fortunate enough to interview him today. He has worked for BP in Evanston, in Wyoming for over 40 years, and today I'm going to interview him about gas for my natural resource project. So Grandpa, what was your job?
I was a process plant operator for BP and Amoco production.
Alright. And what was your company known for?
Our company was known for delivering a usable product to the public. Take it from what we call the hole in the ground, process it through a plant to make products that we could sell to the public. Natural gas and oil.
And what did you do on a day-to-day basis?
On a day-to-day basis, it was my responsibility to monitor the product coming into the process plant because it had to be managed at very specific pressures and temperatures to maintain a quality product to sell to the American public.
And how does it change throughout the year? Because we live in Wyoming, so we've got season where it's summer when it's really warm, and then we got winter where it snows. How does that change throughout the year?
For anybody that works in Wyoming, they know that temperatures in the wintertime can reach minus 50 degrees in the wintertime. And when you are operating a process plant, when you bring the gas into the plant, it actually comes in 3 phases. It comes in as a gas, an oil, and a water. The water is where we have our biggest problem, not only in the winter because of freezing and disposal, but also in the summertime we have the problem of disposal of that water. Because to keep the environment clean and safe, we have to take care of that what we call a waste product, which would be the water, and we have to dispose of it, and we did that by injecting that water back into the ground where we got it from. And then we made usable products out of the rest of the product, of oil and gas, and we sold that gas to the American public.
Okay. And how is gas beneficial to us?
Gas is beneficial to the American public because it is for a mineral or a chemical or what. Natural gas is the cleanest fuel that we have.
Okay. And when you were on working, all that stuff, what kind of equipment did you use?
The equipment we used was like compare it to a distillation process where we have to maintain temperatures and pressures to get a sellable product. And so we use things like distillation towers. We used what they called 3-phase separators, where we separated the incoming product. We separated it into gas, oil, and water. So a 3-phase separator was the first piece of equipment we used. Then it transferred to a stabilization plant where you heated it and maintained pressure to further separate the products to where the oil was the heavier product. It came out the bottom of a distillation tower, and then you had the lighter products came out the top, which was our natural gas. And so there was huge pieces of equipment that we used in order to get a sellable product.
Okay. And you were working there for 40 years. When you first started, what was the difference between the first day you started to the last day you started? Meaning improvements, maybe things you realized that could be better for our economy?
Oh, when we first started here in Wyoming in the oil field, there were no regulations. OSHA was not, we had no procedures, we had no safety compliance. We did a lot of things that if you do those things today, you will be fined for them and you'll be put out of business. Early on, we could we could release gas into the atmosphere with no consequences. We could spill oil on the ground with no consequences. But in the, I can't remember the year, it was that OSHA finally came in and said they were going to install safety precautions and rules, and the environment, we were going to protect it. And that was the biggest change in the beginning, was to finally have rules and regulations that we had to comply with to make it a safe and an environmentally clean process.
Mm-hmm.
So that was probably the biggest change from the beginning until the end, is now we have a lot of good rules, and we have procedures. We never had procedures on how to do anything safe, and now we have all that. So it's changed a lot over the years.
And you think it's still going to change throughout the years?
Yes, it will continue to change. Equipment will get better. People will become, we educate people now on how to do things the right way. Our products are becoming, the equipment's becoming more efficient. The people are getting more knowledge, learning how to do things safe and how to make a better product. So yes, things will continue to change.
Okay. And one last thing, is there anything you would like me to know about gas that would help me further my research?
Well, I think we need to understand that all resources they have an end to them. And so we need to be very conscious of what we do with our natural resources, how we handle them, how we use them, because they won't last forever. And so that conservation and proper use, it's not something that we should waste or take for granted, because all natural resources will come to an end.
All right. Thank you, Grandpa.
You're welcome.